With the Wake Up Newscast, I'm all about honoring and amplifying credible local journalism. Every story in every newscast credits and links back to the original source. Want to go deeper into any story? Just scroll down into the show notes to find the hyperlinked headlines. Okay, on with today's news. Wake up, Asheville! I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for closing out your week with me for your local newscast for Friday, February 27th. Asheville's 2020 vote to pursue reparations for Black residents once drew national attention. 6 years later, the effort is stalled. A 25-member Community Reparations Commission issued 39 recommendations late last year, but City Council hasn't advanced them. Candidates in next week's primary are largely cautious around the issue, citing federal scrutiny and the city's reliance on Hurricane Helene recovery funds. The U.S. Department of Justice has warned the plan could violate civil rights law, while housing officials delayed a $225 million grant over equity language. Supporters say the work remains lawful and necessary. Read more about this at Blue Ridge Public Radio. A Buncombe County lawyer featured in the Asheville Watchdog's Equity Erase series has been found guilty and sentenced to prison. 63-year-old Robert Perry Tucker Jr. was convicted Wednesday of conspiring with two others to illegally take ownership of a former police officer's home in Arden through bogus court and legal filings. Superior Court Judge Louis Trosh Jr. found Tucker guilty of obtaining property by false pretenses and conspiracy. He was sentenced to 4 to nearly 6 years in prison. The judge noted Tucker had sworn an oath to uphold the law. Read more about this in the Watchdog. A historic Black cemetery in northern Buncombe County is in limbo after storm damage and a stalled federal grant. The wooded burial ground behind Alexander Chapel United Methodist Church was hit hard by Helene, which toppled large trees across unmarked graves. Historians believe many buried there were enslaved people connected to the Alexander family. A $30,000 AmeriCorps-supported grant to remove the trees is delayed amid federal funding uncertainty. Pastor Philip Ray Gibson says restoration can't move forward until the wood is cleared. Read more about this in the Mountain Express. Asheville is moving closer to a final design for the historic Walton Street pool site in Southside. The pool, opened in 1948 as the only municipal park space available to Black residents during segregation, has been closed since 2021 after an evaluation found failing underground infrastructure. Now, the city and community partners are refining concepts that could include an outdoor gallery, skate space, fitness areas, or commemorative features while preserving the site's historic character. Plans head to the Historic Resource Commission this spring, with construction expected later this year. Read more about this in the Citizen Times. And in a follow-up to a story we had earlier this week, the Henderson County District Attorney won't seek the death penalty against 52-year-old Gudrun Casper Leinenkugel. During a brief hearing yesterday, prosecutors told the judge the case will move forward as non-capital. Casper Leinenkugel faces 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and several counts of distributing a prohibited food or beverage. Investigators say she poisoned family members with wine last Thanksgiving. After talking with a Henderson County sheriff about evidence in the case, defense attorney Paul Bidwell said, quote, "I didn't hear anything that implied guilt, I just heard theories." Read more about this at WLOS. Our free newsletter is a quick local news digest, essentially this newscast in written form. Subscribe at wakeupavl.transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at wakeupavl. And please share this podcast with your Asheville friends. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Asheville.